Good morning. This is today's reading, but I already did reading before. So what I'm kind of picking up on is with like duality. I'm just gonna say cosmic duality for lack of better word of what I'm wanting to kind of describe, specifically in signs like Gemini. And this is interesting because if you look at signs like Gemini, which is always considered to be like, because it's the twins, okay? So this is and let me not use duality, because duality we usually think of like shiftingness, but I'm speaking of it in a sense where, like, with twins, there's two totally separate individuals, their own thoughts, their own feelings, so it's almost like with Gemini, although we're speaking of one individual, one person, but it's that concept of twins that a person in Gemini can really have two totally different, like, their thoughts and their actions on one thing could be like opposing. That's like twins, because it's almost like two people. But if you look at signs, other air signs, okay, like Aquarius, okay, and look at kind of like this similar type of energy going on with all of these air signs. Like Gemini is ruled by Mercury, okay, but Gemini is considered to be the twins. It speaks to duality. It speaks of this concept of that. But Aquarius, it's the same thing going on with Aquarius as well as Libra, because with Aquarius has co-rulers. A lot of people just think of Aquarius being ruled by Uranus, because Aquarius gets kind of pinned as this kind of independent, rebellious type of a sign. But I have not found that to be always the case, okay? Aquarius is co-ruled by Saturn. Before we found, not that it was invented, we found the planet Uranus, okay? Aquarius was ruled by Saturn, okay? Saturn is very traditional. Saturn lays down foundation. Saturn wants to keep the status quo. Uranus on the other hand, is about change. It will disrupt. It will be disruptive. Okay, it said that Uranus sometimes will be disruptive just for the matter of being disruptive, or it's like a person that just wants to be rebellious just for the sake of being rebellious. So that's usually what the people think about Aquarius, but I don't find that to be the case. I am Aquarius, so I'm just going to speak from my own experience, because I'm not an astrologer, so I know the astrologer. Well, that's not true. I'm not speaking from I use astrology at my coaching practice, but I'm speaking from personal experience. I also have two people that are really close to me in my life that are Aquarius, and I don't see this rebellious type of energy. I see very structured. I see a lot of Saturn type of energy in Aquarius. That would make sense considering back before Uranus was located, Aquarius was ruled by the planet Saturn, and now it is co-ruled by Saturn. So you'll see this duality similar look like with Gemini. Not to say that that's not the truth, like some, that Aquarius, it does not have that rebelliousness, all those things, but it's that duality that's going on where you have these total opposing things going on in this one sign. Just like Gemini, Libra is the same way. Libra, another air sign, is the same way. It's this kind of tendency to kind of like try to balance opposing energies going on, okay? But that is the beauty, I say, in astrology. That's the point. That's the purpose. Like with reading horoscopes and astrology readings, is to learn you're not just this person on your own, just floating in the world by yourself, and nothing impact, like La La Land, like nothing impacts me. La la la. I'm gonna be able to live like this if I want to, without realizing that you're coming in contact with different people, different individuals, different cultures. That's just on the level of speaking of humans. But then when you start going into the plant kingdom, you start going into the animal kingdom, you start talking about all these celestial planets, what the moon's doing, what the sun's doing, then you're talking about all these things that are impacting you as an individual, okay? So it's the beauty of learning how to navigate yourself through life when you have all of these things going on that could impact you, okay? Learning how to navigate it successfully so it does not impact you in a negative way. So the beauty I see with these air signs, Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra, with dealing with this duality, and the way in which they deal with it is speaking to balancing balancing opposing type of energies. Libra, balancing in the sense, because Libra deals with like law, lawyers, justice, compromise, dealing with two concepts, two things, and being able to balance it in a way, in a harmonious way. Aquarius, being able to deal with the disruptiveness of Uranus, but also the steadfastness of Saturn. Gemini, being able to deal with the just duality of being able to, I call it shape shifting really with Gemini, because they can really kind of like morph into like these new ways and change and being in like a different ways. So I'm just going to kind of do the reading based off of that type of ideology of understanding how to balance opposing beliefs, concepts, energies, with today's reading and see what we come up with. Now, today the moon is in the sign of Capricorn. Okay, so not only does Saturn co-rule Aquarius, Saturn also rules Capricorn. Okay, so, and right now the moon is in the sign of Capricorn. So let's see what we get for today's reading with the cards I'm pulling. Okay, seventh house of the zodiac is ruled by Libra. Okay, so Libra is that air sign. Now, the reason why relationships can be harmonious is because you have two individual distinct beliefs, thoughts, all these things that are coming together in union. Also, wonderfully now, Venus is in the sign of Libra. Okay, Libra rules along with the seventh house of the zodiac, dealing with partnerships. Whenever you're creating two people coming together, because this partnership is speaking of like two, like one-on-one partnerships, whether this is a relationship or whether this is like business. Okay, it is being able to cooperatively deal with two entities, two separate things. Okay, harmoniously. And Libra, very strong Libra energy. With the seventh house card ruled by Libra, and actually pulling the Libra card, and right now Venus is in the sign of Libra. Okay, waning crescent moon. Okay, it's speaking to a moon phase of, this is when the moon is like getting smaller, it's diminishing. Okay, in its luminosity. Okay, and Hygia. Okay, so this is an asteroid. Okay, in astrology, which deals with health. Okay, which deals with healing, which also deals with healing. I get the sense healing relationships is what I'm kind of picking up on. Understanding that you may have opposing opinions, beliefs, thoughts, cultures, concepts, whatever this is, but it's being able to work with changing, shifting times that we're in, with Pluto disrupting things, relationships getting disruptive. Relationships don't have to be disruptive. Although astrologers are predicting that this time relationships will end. There's a lot of celebrity relationships breaking up. That does not mean that you have to succumb to that and say, well, that's just how it is. This is the time we're in. That doesn't have to be, okay? If you want your relationship to continue, it is being able to put the healing balm, the medicine, providing the medicine that's needed, of being cooperative, understanding that you're distinct people with distinct ideas. Things are changing, things are shifting, okay? And we staying in pace with how society is changing, without allowing it to erode your values and your beliefs, or what you are willing to compromise with. Sometimes compromise is necessary, but it's more so important to compromise within the context of a relationship versus compromising with societal norms that are changing. Then they will shift. Okay, so that's what I kind of get with today's reading, understanding that in one unit, whether that's a relationship or even in some people are complex. Okay, you have Geminis that have this kind of twin type of energy going on in one body. Okay, you have Aquarius, which is ruled by two different planets. You have Libra that has this often, because it's ruled by Venus, and Venus is, you know, like this loving type of an energy, especially in the sign of Libra. It's all about kind of like cooperating, getting along, that type of thing. You have this type of ability to shift along in a way that's cooperative versus disruptive, okay, is what I see, in order to allow things to stand the test of time, okay, which that's kind of like the stamp of like a Saturn energy, being able to stand the test of time, laying down a solid foundation, okay, and being able to incorporate the concept of duality that you see in these signs like Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra into your concept of cooperation, and understanding that just because someone believes the same things that you do, eats the same foods that you do, all those things like you, similarity does not necessarily mean that something is going to work. You can make things work even when there are opposing thoughts, opinions, and beliefs.